Hello guys, in this video I'm gonna give to you my top 10 companies in Munich which hire IT specialists internationally. This is not some kind of official rating, meaning that I've made my own research and I'm sharing with you the results. And how I was choosing those top 10 companies, I simply went to Glassdoor, and there is a possibility to look for companies in exact location and which have a lot of feedbacks or salary reports from one exact position. As a position, I use software developer. For the location, I use Munich. And I also stated that I want to see companies which have overall rating more than 3.5. 3.5 for big companies is really a very good rating. And what I did next after having these 10 companies, I went to LinkedIn and I went through all of them to check how much open positions they have in IT sphere. So I had the numbers of the positions like developers, DevOps, and different solution architects there. And what I also did, I went through the descriptions of most of those positions in order to understand which tech stack is present in this company and what is required. And as a final piece of information, I also checked if German is required or it's desirable in order to get this position. And after I got this list of 10 companies, I had to rank them somehow. And here Glassdoor again our friend, because every company has so-called summary rankings, and every person who leaves his feedback can rank company in different aspects from 1 to 5. And what is also cool, when you apply some location there, you will get those numbers exact for this location. Big companies differ very much depending where you work. And here we have numbers about Munich. And now here is the results. I will present it to you from worst to the best, and what you should understand during the presentation, I will show you the numbers actually on the screen that I used for the ranking, so you can pause the video and analyze them themselves. And what is important, again, this is exactly about Munich. And on the 10th place we have Check24. This is huge German aggregator which allows to choose and compare almost any services provided in Germany. Check24 has 45 open positions in Munich, which is really a lot. And what is interesting here, they have a lot of junior positions. Speaking about tech stacks in the open positions, I mostly see React, Java and PHP. And by the way, there are a lot of PHP there. Speaking about German requirement, it's desirable for the most of the technical positions, but again, it's desirable. And by the way, in those positions also stated, if you are willing to improve your German, Check24 provides to you all possibilities to do that. I have my own story. I also been interviewed in Check24. It was 6 years ago for the senior front-end developer position. And I failed miserably. And what is cool about Check24, they have position of JavaScript coach, whatever it means. And if you look at the rankings, you see that generally it has a positive trend. It means that people consider that the company is moving in the right direction. I heard a lot that they are currently migrating from some old technologies for the newer ones. And read a bit from my side. Despite that Check24 is on the last place here, they do really good product. I use it very much. When I just arrived to Germany and I didn't know German, I had to choose somehow all those services, all those utilities. I had to sign a lot of contracts with different insurance companies. I didn't know how to choose them. And Check24 saved me a lot of nerves, and they have English-speaking support. So, guys from Check24, you are doing a really good product. Keep it up. And on the 9th place, we have Amazon. Frankly speaking, a big disappointment for me. But numbers speak for themselves. Guys from Amazon, what is happening with you? It was my dream 5 years ago to work in AWS. But let's go back to reality. I've identified 65 open technical positions in Munich, and most of them related to what? Right, knowledge of AWS. But what I also want to admit, besides those open technical positions, there are almost hundreds of positions opened in all areas in Amazon. Yeah, they have really huge office here in Munich. And by the way, speaking about German, some of them require German, some of them not, but a lot of them require your native languages. So you can check those positions, meaning Hungarian, Bulgarian, I don't know, Spanish, English, French. So to sum up, Amazon was real disappointment for me, but you see the numbers. But again, we are speaking here about top 10 companies in Munich. So I've chosen them from, I don't know, 300 or 400 or something. So it's still a very good place to work. And I know people from Amazon. I better will not speak. And on the 8th place, we have Accenture. I think everybody who works in IT once time in his life worked in Accenture, because so big they are. I remember 15 years ago it was my dream to work there. I was working in one of the Ukrainian banks and we had contract with Accenture, and some consultants came to us to help us to implement FlexCube. And I remember I was sitting and thinking like, okay, how cool this company is. Those guys coming from abroad, sitting here looking all smart and telling others how they should do their job. And alongside with it, they are making tons of money. And after some time, I got to Accenture myself. Munich also has very big Accenture office here. I see a lot of people from abroad from this office. And by the way, faces of those people look very happy. And from myself, I'm very grateful to Accenture because they were the first company which offered me full-time software developer contract when I was switching my careers at the age of 33. Yes, I was not a software developer from the very beginning. Initially, I'm banking manager. And so, what do we have for Accenture in Munich? I've identified 33 open tech positions there. And speaking about tech stack, if you are working for the outsourcing company, and Accenture is one of the biggest world outsourcers, there is no tech stack because they have the stack of the clients. And what does it mean? When you work there, you can see the most ugly and the most prominent side of IT development. But I must admit that many positions in Germany require some certain level of German, because if you are working for external client, you have to communicate with him somehow. So Accenture is on the 8th place in our top 10 list of best companies of Munich. And in short words, Accenture will show you the IT world. I think it is safe to say that after working couple of years in Accenture, you can proudly state, I've seen everything in IT development. And on the 7th place, we have Microsoft. Yes, they also have a very big office in Munich. From myself, I cannot say a lot because I'm not working in this ecosystem. But according to numbers taken from Glassdoor, people are generally happy in Microsoft. They only don't like a little bit upper management, work-life balance, and career chances. And adding to this the general negative trend of the ratings, it seems that people consider company is going in not the right direction. But other numbers are pretty much okay, especially people are happy about salaries and compensations. It's interesting, I need to see what they offer as a social package there. In terms of tech stack and requirements, they require a lot of Microsoft certificates. They are all buzzwords to me, I cannot say about that, but mostly they require people with knowledge of Microsoft Azure. I've identified 14 open positions in Munich. What they also require, they require Office 365 platform as a knowledge. So if you are good in Microsoft products and you can develop on them, probably Microsoft is a very good place for you in Munich. And on the 6th place, we have SAP. Frankly speaking, in the beginning, I thought that this company would be in the top 3, but eventually it came to 6th place. And I personally know a lot of people who work in SAP and they are all happy. But numbers again. And yeah, you can check them yourself. This is publicly available ratings. Check it. It's in Munich area. And in the short words, in SAP, people are not very excited about upper management, salary and career opportunities. Speaking about open technical positions in SAP, I found 26 of them in Munich area. And they require their pretty modern tech stack. I'm speaking here about React, GraphQL, Cypress, Docker and Java. And German seems not to be required for those technical positions. And on the 5th place we have Siemens. Very big and stable company operating all over the world. They have a lot of open positions in Munich. And what is cool, Munich has the highest ratings amongst Siemens locations all over the world. But according to the ratings, people are not happy with the upper management. But frankly speaking, Try to find at least one huge worldwide company where people are happy about upper management. But besides that, seems in Munich, people are happy with everything else, especially with the salary. People from Siemens, are you really paid so well? Because Siemens has the highest rating in salary and compensations in whole our top 10 list in Munich. And just a reminder for you, we are speaking here about top 10 companies in Munich who hire software developers from abroad. Speaking about open tech positions in Siemens, I've identified 34 of them on LinkedIn, and it seems that German is required on some of them, so you can check it by position. And generally, I can say that in Siemens, in almost all positions, German or required or very, very much desirable. So this is a true German company. And from the tech stack, what I identified is C#, .NET, Java, Python, and by the way, they have a lot of positions related to AI integration. And on the fourth place, we have Google. Yes, in Munich, the biggest IT giants have their offices. And by the way, Apple is also building something here. And for Google, I would say that fourth place is pretty much expected, because I understood that in this company, there is usually a pretty big pressure from the management side. And yeah, it definitely will not get into the top 3 of people's rating. But besides this pressure, everything should be really good in Munich. I mean in Google, especially salaries. But what is interesting here, that people from Siemens like their salaries more than people in Google. And this is very strange, because in absolute numbers, salaries in Google really 20-25% higher than salaries on the market. Just look yourself on those numbers. They are crazy. I've never seen numbers like this in Munich salaries. So if you ever wondered who is getting 200k yearly in Munich, here is the answer: people from Google. And we are speaking here, you see, according to those reports, about software developers' positions. So generally, everything looks like a paradise. Or not. Maybe we don't see something here. In terms of open tech positions in Munich area, I found 40 of them, and most of them are related to what? Yes, Google Cloud. And surprisingly, a lot of position in SRE area. This is Site Reliability Engineering. And in terms of German requirements, I didn't find any German requirements here. So, Google Cloud monsters. Google Office from Munich is the place for you. And now we are coming to our top 3 leaders. Frankly speaking, I never expected that those companies will be on our top 3. And on the third place, we have Capgemini. Originally French company, this is the very big outsourcer, and they help companies to digitalize in any areas about processes in their business, AI integration, migration to new technologies, and so on, so on. Basically, this is outsourcing company. And what is most unexpected for me, that outsourcing company, not a product company, is in our top 3 list. But numbers speak for themselves. And I'm very surprised, because for me, for example, as for external person, Capgemini looks like another Accenture. But you see, people look much happier here. Especially if we talk about Munich. So again, Munich proves that this is a really good location to work, no matter in which area or in which company you work. And speaking about open technical positions in Capgemini, I found 66 of them. This is the biggest numbers in our list. And tech stack is very wide, meaning that this is the tech stack of the clients. And it means that in Capgemini you will face any technology. But speaking about German requirement, German is required almost everywhere. Different levels, but still required. As far as I understood, German is the corporate language of Munich office. And on the second place we have Allianz, one of the biggest world insurance and asset management companies. They have very large headquarters in Munich with a lot of open positions. When I was analyzing LinkedIn, Allianz has around 600 open positions in Munich. But to be fair, I must admit that technical ones only 10. What does it mean? Maybe they close it very fast, meaning that find necessary people. So in any way, you have to monitor Allianz this is a really good company according to the numbers and according to the ratings. You see, it's on the second place in our list. And from the tech stack perspective, they have pretty much conventional one. I'm speaking here about Angular 8. What else? Spring Boot, Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes. They deploy using Helm, Prometheus, Grafana, SQL, and yeah, I would say it's a pretty standard one. And what is also cool about those open technical positions, none of them require German. But to be fair, it is mentioned as the possible advantage. And so we are coming to our leader. Guess who it is? If you think about Munich, what first thing comes to your mind? You know, this famous building. We are speaking here about BMW Group. Yes, I will call it here BMW because this is how it correctly spoken in German. So, BMW Group is our winner. I live in Munich. I know a lot of people who work in BMW. Frankly speaking, they give me different feedbacks. You must understand, BMW Group is not a fancy building in the middle of Munich. In Munich, they have city in the city, which only works for BMW, meaning they have own town of offices, of BMW offices, different departments, and besides that, they have another town of companies which work exclusively for BMW Group. So, if somebody tells you that he works for BMW, it's better to ask him where exactly you work. But to be fair, I spoke with a lot of people who live here, and a lot of Münchners, they say that if you work in BMW Group, it's like you won the lottery. So good this company is. We speak about not only salaries, but a very generous social package here. But I can immediately disappoint you. They don't present their employees with free cars. But you will be able to buy BMW car after, as far as I remember, 3 years of working there with a significant discount. So I've identified 130 open technical positions in Munich. This is the biggest number here. Most of those positions are related to the hardcore technical stuff, related to self-driving cars, AI integrations. I'm not very familiar with those hardcore technologies, so if you are good in them and understand something, please check yourself in LinkedIn. But from the perspective of more or less conventional tech stack, they require people with knowledge of AWS, Java, Python, Docker, and C++. And what is also worth mentioning, most of these positions require German. So if you want to work in BMW, start learning German now. So BMW Group is our winner, and now you have more or less full picture about top 10 companies in Munich which hire software developers from abroad. And if you have any suggestions about other cities or about different analysis that you want to see here, please reach me down below in the comments. And if you are interested in what is the best city for software developer in Germany, please watch this video that you will see right now.